Let's talk security matters now. 15 children, and including an elderly woman in Garin Bakuso village in Gada local government area of Sokoto State, are still in terrorist captivity. The Sokoto State Police Command on Saturday confirmed their abduction. Spokesman of the police command, Ahmed Rufai, who confirmed this to TVC News, says the armed bandits invaded the village at about 1 a.m. on Saturday. This development is coming despite the Sokoto State government's efforts at tackling insecurity. Recall that a passing out ceremony for newly trained community guards corps was recently held, and this is aimed at tackling banditry and other crimes in the state. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has directed security agencies to spare no effort in ensuring the safe return of the students kidnapped by bandits at a school in Kuriga, Kaduna State. For more on the security situation in the country, former captain in the U.S. Army, Bish Johnsson, joins me on the news at 1. Thank you for joining us at this time. You know, such sad development, and it does appear that just about every time government or security official comes out to talk about their success stories, you have this terrorist strike. And I mean, what really should be the best approach to handle it? Is it to come out and talk about what has been done so far, or to just keep quiet if that could help? What is the best way forward?
Okay, thank you, and good afternoon, and thank you for having me. Even as we speak, on Friday, one community in Imo State, one Abacheke community in Imo State, masked unknown gunmen went to a joint where some youths were drinking and shot and killed 4 people and injured one of them. And so if you look and see what is happening in the country right now, you will draw some similarities in places where these incidences of insecurity are taking place. They are taking place mostly in the rural communities of Nigeria. So that tells you that the security architecture we have in place right now is not expanded enough to cater for every part of the country. The metropolitan areas, to some extent, are doing okay, except 1 or 2 isolated incidents. But the rural areas are places where we need to focus more attention on. And that is why when the president was looking at issue of state policing, some of us who have been proponents of having state police, we were gladdened by that prospect. However, the issue of state policing is going to take a while because it's going to require constitutional amendments, and the states are going to need some time to be able to set up their own police structure. So I am saying that the president, in his power as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the chief security officer of Nigeria, should summon a security summit in which various stakeholders will be invited to look into immediate, middle, and long-term solutions to the insecurity, particularly in the rural communities of Nigeria.
But if I may button, Mr. Johnsson, yes, if I may button very quickly, yes. There have been several security summits organized at different levels of government, whether at the state or the federal government. And of course, you would have security, enthusiasts and experts come around to talk about these issues and proffer solutions. But it does appear that we're still, we're just going around in circles. What really is the way forward? Aside this suggestion about having a security summit, what practical steps can be taken to surmount this challenge?
Right. Make no mistakes. These problems are not problems that were created overnight. These problems have been on for a while. So they will take some time for us to be able to overcome those challenges. But what I'm saying is this is the first one that the president is going to call by himself. And he has to have some direct and specific guidelines on what they need to discuss, which is the issue of immediate, middle, and long-term solution to insecurity problems in the rural areas. The rural areas, if you listen to me, you see that I'm focusing more on the rural areas because this is where you have very little or no government presence. That is why it takes these bandits and criminals, sometimes they will take hours to ravage and ransack the communities without any response from security agencies. So what it means is that we need, in addition to having the national police, the federal police, we have other layers of police. So you have to have a multi-layer, multi-level security architecture so that we'll be able to cover every nook and cranny of this country. It makes no sense that criminals will operate for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours without any response from the security agencies. So it tells me that they are distant, too distant away from these rural communities where these insecurities always brew or always originate from.
Indeed, because you would really wonder how almost 300 humans were abducted from a facility, taken to wherever the location is. But then thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. Former captain of the U.S. Army, Bish Johnsson, thank you for your time on TVC News at 1.
Thank you for having me.
Other matters.